Hi, welcome to this second video of our tutorial series SQL for Beginners. So in this video, we are going to look at some commands inside the select statement and inside the where statement. So if you have not looked at the first video before, you can go back and check the first video. And also, I have left a copy of the script to create these tables as we did last video. You can check in the description in this video, you'll see them. And also, if you haven't downloaded MySQL, you can go and check the first video. I've left the link to help you download MySQL in the first video. Okay, so let's move on. So now we will be looking at select and looking at commands like select, limit, select, distinct. So I think the first thing we should do is let's first take a look at the tables we created last time. So let's go to select. Write our commands. Remember, again, we have to write in capital letters, select star. Then we go to the next line to keep our code clean, from staff table. Now let's run this. So we see our table, we get our staff ID, first name, last name, age, gender. So now if we notice we have right up to 7, 8, there are lots of columns down there. Let's go down and see right up to 12. So we could want to print just the first 5, and if we want to print the first 5, what do? We say select star from staff table, and then here we put a limit to the number. Let's say we want to print the first 5. So let's run this, and you see we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice that there's always the order in these SQL commands. Limit comes after the from. Maybe you would have thought it would be select, maybe star limit 5. No, it comes at the end after from. Okay, so that's limit. So you could say you want to see the first 2. Let's run that. You want to see the first 1. Let's run that. So that's the limit command to be able to just show you the first few lines of what you're searching for. Okay, so you could also do like select maybe a specific column or specific columns like staff ID and first name, and then you limit that to 5 too. So you get your staff ID, your first name, and it gives you the top 5. Okay, so let's move on to the other command, which is a distinct command. Okay, so let me just take off this one. Now the distinct command, let me go back to star, and let's select and see everything in our table. So I'll just put back select star from staff table and run it. Okay, so the distinct command helps us to be able to say let me just run it, and then you see, for example, how it works. Let me just run it. Distinct. Now, which column do we want to specify to get the distinct values from? Now I'll take gender, for example. Let's run it and see what it gives. So you see now we have gender. It's just it gets that there are just 2 distinct values here, male and female. So the distinct command just selects like the unique command. If you're used to Excel or other languages, it gets just the unique values in that column. So for example, let's say had it been we did it on age, for example, age. For example, run it. You see, it will give us the distinct ages we have. We have from 25, 29, 30, 33, 35. So this is to give you the distinct number of elements you have in one column. So it could be staff ID, we select that. You see that it gives us all the distinct staff ID. Like we would have noticed here that after 109 there's no 110, there's no 111. So this distinct gives us clearly what is there. Okay, so now let us move to the where statement. So I'll just go back again and put my star, and then now we will add the where from here. Where, okay, now this where acts like a filter. So let me just go with an example so you see. So let me first go back with the table so we see all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select from this table where the gender is equal to male. So I'll select just filter out just males. So let me do that now, where gender equals to, now remember to put this in quotes because it's a text, male. Now let's run that. You see, so now we only have all the males here: John, Peter, Mark, Michael, Claudette, male. So it could have been female, where all is equal to female. So when we run that, yes, we have the females here: Mary, Nina, Tina, Blessing. So where acts like a filter, if you're using Excel, it's like you're filtering out the female or the male from this line. We could filter out the age 29, maybe 33, or we could filter out first name. So that is why now you could use where equal to, for example, and then you could also use where not equal to. So let's just take this one here, put it here, and just put it here. You see, this is where gender is not equal to female, so we expect this to return male. And let's run it and see. So we see it gave us male because this is the opposite of equal to. Same as we have this other command here. I'll just copy it here and change the statement down there. Let's put it here. So now let us use where the age is less than 30. So now we change our column here to age, and then we remember now that this is a new this is an integer, so we don't put them in quotes like that. That was for text. So when you're dealing with integers, you just write them like this without putting them in quotes. So what we are saying is select all the columns here from this staff table where the age is below 30. So let's run it and see. So you see we get 29, 25, 27. So that's how you use your where. And you could also do the opposite of that. You could take the greater than. Let's go for the greater than now. Copy, paste that here. So now we want to select where age is greater than 30. So let's run it. So you see you have the 33s, the 35, 38, 40s. Yes, so now you could also want to select a range, say between this age and that age. So we can say select from this table again where age is between 25 and 30. Yes, so now with this, you let us run this and see. Let's run this. So what do we see? We get 25, 29, and then we get 30 is included. So this one includes the boundaries. The boundaries are inclusive. Whereas let's say we did it like this, for example, select where age is greater than 25. Let's go to greater than 25, and remember to put age again, age less than less sorry let's add to copy less than here, age less than 30. So when we run this, watch this, we have 25 and we have 30. When we run this, what do we get? There is no 25 and no 30. So here this for us to have the same result, we have to have greater than equal to 25 and age less than equal to 30. And when we run this, that is when we are able to get the boundaries included in the selection of 25, 29, then 30, 27. So you do this between. Remember, notice that between acts like would the equal to, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Okay, good. So let's move on now to the next, which is in. So we want to say now in is used when, for example, you want to select maybe a list. Let me just go back to star. Let us look at the full table again. Let's run it. So now, for example, you might want to select, for example, John, where you have John, where maybe you have Peter, where maybe you have Mark. So it will be not, it will not be optimal for you to say where first name, let me just go here, first name equal to John, and then you say, or another line again, first name equal to Peter. So now when you do this now and run, see you get you get John or Peter. But now what is easier to do is when you use in, you see how it will be better than writing all these lines like this. Let's just use in and see how it goes. So we are going to say where first name in, then now we just take off this one, we open a bracket here, we take off these ones here. So it's like we pass a list. We are saying where first name is either John or Peter. We run this, so you see we get the same results like the first time. So it helps us to limit that writing of, you would have been saying where first name equals to John, or first name equals to Peter, or first name equals to Mary, or first name equals to John. So it's too long. So in is used for writing that list, and it's readable, so somebody could easily read it and follow through with you. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So what is like? This one, well, how do we use it? So now to use that, let's just go back again to our full table, run it and see what we have there. So let's run this. So now here we can use like to be able to filter especially text. Let me just go to an example and let's see. So select star from staff table where let's put capital letters again, where first name now like. Now here when we are using like, we put our brackets like that. Then what we have to do is we have to put this, for example, to say if we have, let's just say for example we say J is like J, then we put this here. What are we saying? We are saying that if look for what starts with J, and then maybe the rest is etc etc. So starts with J, and then it could be James, it could be Jake, it could be John, but it starts with J. So let's run this one and see what you get. So you see we get John. So it shows that this is the only name that starts with J here. And then what we could do, we could also want to find out, let's just say, let's go back here. We could also want to find out which names that have maybe J in the middle, not in the beginning. Then we can put this here. So we put this a percentage sign, which means that it starts with something and then ends with something, but J is in the middle. So let's run and see if we have any. So it's just John. Now let us put O, because I know O would definitely have more names with O there. So let's run this one with O and see. So okay, we still have John there. Let's try A. Let's try A and see. Okay, so you see we have A here. Mary has A in the middle here. Nina has A at the end. Mark has A in the middle. Michael A here. Tina A. Claudette has A. So it's to be able to do some kind of search. So if you are used to regular expressions, so it's to you use this to be able to search, to say this A here is starts with some figure, ends with some other characters, but A is found in the text. Okay, so Now let us move on to this, which is the null. So we'll just say now, for example, we don't have any null here, but let's just take, for example, where first name is null. So which means select where first name has missing values. But we know that there are no missing values there, so we get nothing. And the opposite of that is writing first name is not null, which means that we expect to have everything. And that's why when we run it, we have everything here because there is no null value here for first name. So thanks for watching and see you next video.